Hey guys, yes, I'm not back like I said in my last reviews of the Promised Neverland. I said I would be back in the review station, but I just recently done another reaction video, another German One Piece opening, the German dub of the third opening. That is actually Germany's second opening of One Piece, but it was actually the dub of the third opening. Hikari is being edited and being exported as we are speaking, so that should be uploaded later on. Should be uploaded before this video. But I want to discuss about the Promised Neverland chapter 22. Yes, I want to also discuss the extra chapter, but I might do a separate video on that, so my episode count is still there, with it being pretty much in sequence as well with the chapter releases. I've done a double build chapter of the Promised Neverlands of chapter 20 and 21 last week. The extra I was going to do last week as well was going to be a throw-in with that, but I think I'm going to do a separate video of doing discussions about it, because how those extras are is more likely set before the whole plan is probably set way before the series actually started, and it's set between those, and they're just like mini comedic comedy panels, and they're like just panel down, you know, those slice of life like comedy mangas that you can get that are just 4 panels, and they're just, you can get 2 little stories down in 4 panels long and everything, and they're on separate pages. That's what the extra is, and that's what's going to be on a separate video, just to discuss all the little extra little stories that the creators of the Promised Neverland have done. But I want to discuss chapter 22 with you guys in this video for as much as possible and everything. I've got the heater on in the background, so I'm going to turn that off so that it's not distracting us now with this video, so the video is a little bit more crisper, but probably there still might be a little bit of static, and there is an more echoiness in this room as well. But I do want to discuss a little bit more about chapter 22. So, beginning of the chapter is really great. I am going to be going minimizing that so it's a little bit more of my wallpaper on there, but I want to discuss it. So chapter 22 just hit. They are planning to do some investigations. Ray done this plan where he's going to distract Mama or Isabel. Gilda and Don will be looking out the window so he can signal if he can distract Mama as long as possible, while Emma and Norman go off to a wall and check there. During this time, his final gift from setting out Ray, Norman and Emma has finally came up from an instant photography camera. You know, one of those cameras where you take a photo and it develops the photo straight away and spits it out, and you just shake it and the picture appears. One of those. It's the last key thing he needed to get all the pieces together to be able to remove the transmitters out of everybody's ear. Now that he's got that, Corone started to look for evidence and such with it as well, and that's where everything starts to fall into place, where she found a little note and pieces in that while she's trying to find all those. We find out that Ray hides these stuff to get rid of the transmitters in somebody else's room, where pretty much where they would least expect them to be and be kept, because where he kept them is in Alicia's room, and her room is very hard to get to. So while she found this note saying, "Oh yes, this is really good evidence" and stuff like that, and everything, and Ray said he put something like that there for her to find and everything, to slip up and everything like that. But she really thought it was going to, and that she could finally get Isabella out of the mama position, and she could take over as mama of the whole orphanage that she's at, that they are based at. During this time, Isabella knocks on the door and hands open a letter from headquarters with a letter opener. At first, when I first saw the scene, before I noticed it was a letter opener and her going to be opening a letter, before that was happening, that was a few pages afterwards, I thought Isabel was going to kill Corone. That would have been just amazing if it was that simple and it was Corone killing the deathbed. Now this is the last trinket of what's going to happen, and We find out this letter was something from headquarters, and pretty much by the sounds of how the letter is a farewell letter, and Kurone's going back. It's probably either going to be becoming meat, process meat or whatever for the demons, for becoming shipment or whatever, because of something that happens, and she and Isabel decided to report it or something like that, but we don't really know for sure. But that's pretty much it for the review. I did really enjoy this episode. I definitely liked the majority of it was definitely the ending with Kurone finding all of Ray's stuff to get rid of the transmitters, and I really do like the whole how the suspensefulness of thinking that the letter opener was going to be Isabella killing Kurone. I did love that aspect of the story of the chapter. Mainly the first beginning was yet again some more discussions about Emma, Ray, Norman, Gilda and Don doing the investigation of the plan, discussing about the plan to escape. The key point I almost forgot, they're planning to move up the escape plan, because now that they've got this photography camera, that the instant photography camera, he can at any time now he can remove the transmitters at any point in time. So it really does give me a great show of seeing what's actually happening now, and really does tell me that it's getting there to the point where we will get into the next arc once this arc has finished. The escape plan arc is nearing the conclusion, but like I said, I did enjoy the second half, near the ending of this chapter more than the first half. Please stay tuned sometime this week where I will be having the extra chapter, the Promised Neverland's extra chapter reviewed as well. Even though the extra chapter came out before chapter 22, I will be posting it after this, because I think it will be a little bit nice to have a little break in between the chapter reviews and review the little side stories about the characters and what they went through in this extra chapter. So stay tuned for that. I'll make sure that that is up this week as well. Hopefully, probably with One Piece and Shingeki no Soma, but it all depends how my schedule is and my schedule is planned. But hopefully you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you guys get to see this review as well. Stay tuned for the extra, and please enjoy the reaction video as well. Also, I did my first news video for a long time, more to get dealing with One Piece. But other than that, I'll see you next time. I'm your host, Kai from Kai's Take a Corner, member of the 00 Club, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. See ya. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video review of the Promised Neverland chapter 22. Now you can check out my recent video or the playlist as well, and you can also please subscribe as well. I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. See ya.